just praying to God, like, please just protect me and like be by my side and like help me get through this.
And the message said, I know you're gay and I know the guy that you've been dealing with has HIV. Please go get tested.
I had just been hiding it for so long just because I thought it was something that I would be able to change.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think the goal of coming out theoretically is always to be your most authentic self and whatever that happens to mean for you at the time. I've come out initially as someone who was exclusively attracted to men. Then I came out as a trans person, and then later when I became stealth, which is basically living in a way where the people around you do not know that you're transgender, I had to then later come out as a trans person again in a different way.
When I came out, my entire family was very supportive and it was great. It was very shocking, which I know is like not always the norm and totally not what I was expecting.
So I technically did not come out. I was actually forced out. I was in dance practice one day and I happened to come out of practice to text messages from my mother, and I opened the text message and the message said, I know you're gay and I know the guy that you've been dealing with has HIV. Please go get tested.
So the first time I came out, I wrote my mom a letter
to my mother, and she read it and her reaction was, oh, I raised you, I know.
The letter was basically telling my mom that I was attracted to men. And when I came out to her, she was like, there's something more to this. And I thought it was like her trying to tell me that I wasn't attracted to men, but in time I recognized that she had sensed something about my gender and that I hadn't really yet had that full conversation with myself. And so a lot of me coming out has kind of consistently been me taking the burden off of my shoulders and being like, I don't want to have to keep up another story. Let me just tell you what's what and just kind of let that be what it is. I would tell people who are not yet out, don't feel like you got to jump in right away. Get to a place where you can support yourself and be safe. And don't just come out because someone did a great video on social media saying that it was amazing. You got to be smart about this. The opinion that should matter most to you is your opinion about yourself.
It eventually turned out that I didn't have to hide who I was, and there was no reason that I ever had to.
And it helped me love myself more ultimately, because I'm no longer afraid of what would happen or could happen if people knew the truth. But just be you and live your life.
And it proved to me like, okay, I'm telling you this, I'm giving myself to you and you're listening to me, you're having my back and you're listening to me and you accept me for who I am as a person. And that means the world to me.